Okay, welcome to our lesson today. I am Madam Valentine, and the lesson today is subject-verb agreement. So, it is subject-verb agreement. That means we are going to talk about a subject, and then we are going to talk about a verb, and how this subject and a verb in a sentence must agree. Now, what is a subject? A subject is the thing or person being talked about in a sentence. Or sometimes we say a subject is the doer of the action. Subject is the doer of the action. The doer of the action. And then an action in a sentence. An action in a sentence. An action in a sentence is a verb. An action in a sentence is a verb. Now, a subject in a sentence must agree with the verb for the sentence to be sensible. These are some of the things you have to note when you're talking about subject and verb agreement. Singular subjects take singular verbs or singular helping verbs. Plural subjects take plural helping verbs. Example in a sentence, I'm going to say, Amina is dancing. Amina is dancing. Amina is a singular helping verb, and instead of Amina, I can say she is dancing. She is singular. It is taking is as the helping verb. Now, I've said if a subject is singular, it should take a singular helping verb. And if a subject is plural, then it should take a plural helping verb. Example in a sentence, I can say, the boys were singing. The boys were singing. Now, I have boys. I have the boys, which is plural. I can replace the boys with they, and then I have a plural helping verb, which is were. Now, the boys were singing. The boys, subject in a sentence, is agreeing with the verb, making the sentence sensible. Now, there are different categories of when a subject has to agree with the verb. Example number one is collective nouns. Number one, we are going to talk of subject-verb agreement in collective nouns. Now, examples of collective nouns, I can have a pride of lions. Number two, can have a gang of thieves. Can say a bunch of keys. Now, collective nouns is simply a group of things put together. Collective nouns in a sentence take a singular helping verb. Collective nouns take a singular helping verb. Collective nouns take a singular helping verb because the items in that group are not referred to as single. Rather, they are referred collectively as one thing. Example, you are going to say, a pride of lions was hunting. A pride of lions was hunting. A pride of lions is a collective noun. A pride is a collective noun. And then the things in that pride are the lions. Now, a pride of lions was hunting. Collective nouns take a singular helping verbs. It is different when I say lions, because now I'll be referring to each as an individual. A bride of lions things put together in one group. We refer to them as collectively. Now, when lions are in one group, we call them a pride of lions. So when collective nouns are in a sentence, the sentence takes a singular helping verb. A pride of lions was hunting. I can say a gang of thieves. A gang of thieves was arrested. A gang of thieves was arrested. Now, a gang is a group of thieves. Collective nouns take a singular helping verb. But if I want to refer to the thieves individually, I'm going to say the thieves were arrested. I'm going to say the lions were arrested. But if these things are in a group and that group is referred to as unanimously as one thing, you are going to say a gang of thieves was arrested. Or you're going to say a pride of lions was hunting, or a pride of lions was hunting. Give me a bunch of keys is all I need. You can say a flock of sheep was grazing in the field. Collective nouns take singular helping verbs. Now, number 2, we are going to talk about when sentences are joined by when two singular subjects are joined by. Number 2, when two singular subjects are joined by one or two nor three. You can have or, nor, either, or. You can say neither, nor. Then we can have not only but also. When two singular subjects, or when two subjects are joined by or, nor, either or, neither nor, or not only but also, the verb depends on the second subject mentioned. Example in a sentence. Neither the teacher nor the pupil dash present. Neither the teacher nor the pupil dash present. Look at my sentence. If you want to come up with the correct helping verb in a sentence so that the subject can agree with the verb, what you have to do is first you identify the subject in the sentence. Once you have identified the subject in a sentence, determine if the subject is singular or if the subject is plural. Because if you have identified the subject as singular, then you are in a position to know that a singular helping verb takes a singular subject takes a singular helping verb. And if the subject is plural, then you are in a position to know that a plural helping verb, a plural subject takes a plural helping verb. Now, for the case in this sentence, I've said when two subjects are joined by or, nor, either or, neither nor, or not only but also, the verb depends on the second subject mentioned. When you come to this sentence, neither the teacher nor the pupil dash present. You identify the subjects in the sentence. The subject here is teacher, and the second subject is pupil. I said, at the beginning of the lesson, I said, a subject is what is being talked about in a sentence. Or you can say a subject is the doer of the action. Now, neither the teacher nor the pupil dash present. You identify the subject in a sentence. Once you identify the subject in a sentence, then you are in a position to come up with the correct helping verb. Example, neither the teacher nor the pupil dash present. I said you come here and identify your subjects in a sentence. My subject number 1 is the teacher. My subject number 2 is the pupil. Now, when two subjects are joined by or, nor, either or, neither nor, or not only but also, the verb or subject, the helping verb depends on the second subject mentioned. Now, if the second subject mentioned is singular, which is pupil, then the helping verb here should be singular. But if the helping verb, if the second mentioned subject is plural, then it should be a plural helping verb. So my second subject mentioned is a pupil. That means it is going to take a singular helping verb, So I'm going to say neither the teacher nor the pupil is present. Neither the teacher or the pupil is present. But I can also say, look at my sentence. I can also say neither. I can say either the teacher nor. I can say either the pupils, or the teacher, either the pupils or the teacher dash come. You look at you identify the subjects in the sentence. So if I identify my subjects in the sentence, my subject number 1 is pupils, and my subject number 2 is teacher. Now, you realize that the first subject is plural, and the second subject is singular. Now, what determines the helping verb in a sentence is the second subject mentioned. Either the pupil or the teacher. You say either the pupil or the teacher has come. Why? Teacher is the second subject mentioned and it is singular. Pupils is the first subject mentioned and it is plural. The helping verb in a sentence is determined by the second subject mentioned. Another one you can say not only the pupil, but also the teacher, not only the pupil, but also the teachers dash injured in the accident. Not only the pupil, but also the teachers dash injured in the accident. Now, the first subject, you identify the subject in your sentence. My first subject is the pupil, and my second subject is the teachers. Now, if my first subject is singular, my second subject is plural, the verb depends on the second subject mentioned. That means if the second subject mentioned is plural, then the sentence takes a plural helping verb. Not only the pupils, but also the teachers, you are going to say, were injured in the accident. Why? Because the second subject mentioned is plural. When two subjects are joined by or, nor, either or, neither nor, not only but also, the verb depends on the second subject mentioned. If the second subject mentioned is singular, then the sentence takes a singular helping verb. If the second subject mentioned is plural, then the sentence takes a plural helping verb. How are you going to determine that? You first must identify the subjects in the sentence. My first subject is pupil. I've identified my first subject. I have also identified my second subject, which is teachers. Now, if the second subject mentioned is teachers, which is plural, it takes a plural helping verb. Look at my example sentence 2. Either the pupils or the teacher has come. Why? Because my second subject mentioned is teacher and my first subject mentioned is pupils. You can only answer these sentences and come up with the correct helping verb if only you are going to identify the subjects and determine if they are plural or they are singular. So you say either the pupil or the teacher, either the pupils or the teacher has come. My second subject mentioned is singular. my first subject mentioned is plural. So if the second subject mentioned is singular, the sentence takes a singular helping verb, singular helping verb. Okay, what if the subjects are all the subjects all in a sentence are all singular? Example, I can say neither. For example, I can say, let's use or. Amina or Yusuf, Amina or Yusuf dash come. Amina or Yusuf dash come. I can replace Amina with she, and can replace Yusuf with what? He. These are all singular helping verbs, and they're separated by or. Now, they take a singular helping verb, a singular helping verb. Say Amina or Yusuf has come. Amina or Yusuf has come. The sentence is separated by o. The two singular helping verbs are separated by or. Now, if the two subjects separated are plural, they take a plural helping verb. Example, I can say neither the teachers nor the pupils dash present. The first subject mentioned is teachers. The second subject mentioned is plural. You realize that both the subjects are plural. Now it should take a plural helping verb. You say were present. That leads us to what I said in the beginning. When two subjects are joined by or, nor, either or, neither nor, or not only but also, the subject depends on the verb depends on the second subject mentioned. If the second subject mentioned is plural, the sentence takes a plural helping verb. If the second subject mentioned is singular, then the sentence takes a singular helping verb. For you to come up with the correct answer, you must identify the subjects in a sentence to determine if they are plural or if they are what? Singular. The beginning I say collective nouns take a singular helping verb, A pride of lions was crazy. A gang of thieves was arrested. But if you want to say thieves or lions, without the helping verb, without the collective noun, then they take a plural helping verb. Next one we are going to talk about when phrases such as number 3, when phrases such as one, none, every, each, one of, either of, and indefinite pronouns. Examples of indefinite pronouns, you can have nobody, I can have somebody, someone, you can have anybody. So when these phrases are used in a statement, the sentence takes a singular helping verb. When these statements are used in a sentence, the sentence takes a singular helping verb. The sentence takes a singular helping verb. The sentence takes a singular helping verb. Example, in a sentence, I'm going to say, when phrases such as none, every, one of, either of, somebody, someone, anybody, and you realize that somebody, nobody, someone are what we call indefinite pronouns, are used in a statement, that statement takes a singular helping verb. The statement is perceived to be singular, thus it takes a singular helping verb. Example, in a sentence, I'm going to say, sick. Nobody is sick. You can say, each of the boys was awarded. Each of the boys was awarded. Number 1, number 2. So my example number 1, I used an indefinite pronoun. I said, nobody is sick. Nobody is an indefinite pronoun. If it is used in a sentence, the sentence is perceived to be singular. That takes a singular helping verb. So nobody is sick. Nobody is agreeing with the verb. That's making the sentence sensible. Each of the boys was awarded. Each of is a phrase. Each of the boys has been used in a statement. So this statement is perceived to be singular. It takes a singular helping verb. Each of the boys was awarded. So I have was and I have each in my sentence. And in my first sentence, I had nobody. Now, look at this. Everybody, for example, you can have another example. You can say, everybody is tired. Everybody is tired. Everybody is an indefinite pronoun. If it is used in a statement, the statement is perceived to be singular. That takes a singular helping verb. Everybody is tired. So when phrases such as none, every, each, one of, either of, somebody, nobody, someone, and anybody are used in a statement, the statement is perceived to be singular. Thus it takes a singular helping verb. The next one. So we can have the next one. We are going to talk of units of measurement take a singular helping verb. Number 4, units of measurement take a singular helping verb. Units of measurement take a singular helping verb. Example, you can have liters, you can have kilograms, you can have grams, you can have milliliters, you can have deciliters. Units of measurement take a singular helping verb. Example, I'm going to say 10 liters of oil is not enough. 10 liters of oil is not enough for the party. It's not enough for the party. 10 liters of oil is units of measurement, liters. If you see units of measurement in a sentence, that sentence takes a singular helping verb. It does not take a plural helping verb. Actually, when you use a plural helping verb, the sentence appears to be correct. Example, 10 liters of oil are not enough. If you listen to that sentence and then listen to 10 liters of oil is not enough, it sounds like it's not correct. But when you use are, it sounds like it is correct. The truth is, when units of measurement are used in a statement, the statement takes a singular helping verb, and not a plural helping verb. So we said units of measurement take a singular helping verb. Now, when phrases such as number 5, when phrases such as with, together with, including, comma, so you have which, with, together with, including, along with, or we say as well as, and as well as are used in a statement, they modify the first subject mentioned. That means if the first subject mentioned is singular, it takes a singular helping verb. If the first subject mentioned is plural, it takes a plural helping verb. Look at this. When phrases such as with, together with, including, along with, and as well as are used in a statement, in a sentence, they modify the first subject mentioned. If the first subject mentioned is singular, it takes a singular helping verb. And if the first subject mentioned is plural, it takes a plural helping verb. Look at my sentence. The teacher the teacher, example, the teacher as well as the pupils, the teacher as well as the pupils, the teacher as well as the pupils, dash present. Dash present, present. The teacher as well as the pupils, dash present. Now, this one is the first subject mentioned, and pupils is the first subject mentioned. The rule of answering subject-verb agreement questions is you to identify the subject in the sentence and making sure to know if the subject is singular or if it is plural, and knowing the rules of using or the rules of the phrases that have been used to separate or join the two subjects. The teacher as well as the pupils dash present. I say when phrases such as together with, along with, as well as, including are used in a sentence, they modify the first subject mentioned. If the first subject mentioned is singular, it takes a singular helping verb. But if the first subject mentioned is plural, it takes a plural helping verb. Example, the teacher as well as the pupils, teacher, first subject mentioned, pupils, plural, second subject mentioned. You are going to say the teacher as well as the pupil was present. Was present. I'm not going to say what. I say was present. Why? Because my first subject mentioned is singular. Now, you can also say the teachers together with the teachers together with the pupil, the teachers together with the pupil, dash present. The teachers together with the pupil, dash present. My first subject mentioned is teachers. My second subject mentioned is pupil. Now, I said the first, together with, including, as well as, with. Used in a statement, they modify the first subject mentioned. So you give the helping verb depending on the first subject mentioned. The teacher together with the pupil, the teachers together with the pupil, dash present. You say the teachers together with the pupils were present. You say were present, were present. Why? Because the first subject mentioned is plural, and the second subject mentioned is singular. You give the helping verb depending on the first subject mentioned. It is the opposite of or, nor, neither nor, either or, not only but also. So we said with not only but also, neither nor, the verb depends on the second subject mentioned. But when you come here, as long as, together with, as well as, they modify the first subject mentioned. That means if the first subject mentioned is singular, then you give a singular helping verb. If the first subject mentioned is plural, then you give a plural helping verb, There are still some notes to write here, so we continue with the lesson tomorrow. I just hope that you people are going to listen to the lessons and make some short notes. If you have any questions, you can ask.